Hi, I'm Susan Brownrigg and I'm a time tunneler, and this week I'm taking you back in time to Madagascar, and that's the setting for my children's book Quintana and the Captain's Curse. So you might not know, but Madagascar was originally part of a supercontinent. About 160 million years ago there was Gondwana, and this was a great big piece of land, the biggest continent that the earth has ever seen. And with rising sea levels and changes in plates, that continent began to break up. Probably about 180 million years ago, it started to divide into the continents that we know today of Antarctica, Australia, South America and Africa. So about 180 million years ago, that's kind of early Jurassic, thinking about dinosaurs and primitive mammals and birds being around. And so we've got Africa, and the Indian Ocean starts to sort of spread and widen, and that causes a piece of that land to break off, and that becomes the island of Madagascar. So when we think about Madagascar, we think about all the different animals that live there, and a lot of those animals feature in my book. Some of them you can still find today. In fact, you might see them at your local zoo, lemurs and chameleons, and some are now extinct. We're going to think about why that might be. So this is an example of a lemur. This is a ring-tailed lemur, named because of its tail. But there were originally lots of different lemurs that lived, lots of different animals that lived on the island of Madagascar. Now, some of them may have been there from before the land breaking away, but more of them are thought to probably have travelled across a land bridge, which about 40 million years ago began to sink into the Mozambique Channel, and others, and including seeds from plants, might have travelled across on sort of natural rafts like hollowed out trunks, and they then sort of radiated out across the island, and with subtle changes to them as they adapted to their environment over a long time, new species came to be as well. So 2,000 years ago, that's when humans arrived on the island of Madagascar, and it was very different back then. There were lots and lots of forests, and you would have spotted dwarf hippopotamus and giant lemurs. There were about 16 species of giant lemurs that are now extinct, including giant sloth lemurs that hung from branches, and some that would browse across the floor looking for food. And one of my favourites, which features in my book, is the elephant bird. So there were different species of elephant bird, and amongst the objects I take out to school, I have, oh, it's quite heavy, a giant elephant bird egg. Look at the size of that compared to my head. Occasionally people are very lucky and they find one of these still on the southern part of Madagascar. Sometimes you just find little broken bits of eggshell. And here is a chicken egg, just so you can see how much bigger these birds were. The biggest of them was thought to weigh about 300 kilograms. So, for your writing challenge this week, I would like you to imagine you are one of those first humans that has arrived in Madagascar. What animal will you see, and what will you be like? Will it be scary or will it be quite exciting? Well, that's it for this week, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.